about his ordeal, but he's about to do so now. Simon caught up with Danny Vukovic to get his side of the story.
Well, Danny, thanks very much for your time today. Now that the dust has settled, I would imagine that the overwhelming emotion for you is one of relief.
Yeah, I think you could say that. I thought, my Olympic dream was over, but it's not to be. They come back with a positive outcome for me, and yeah, just looking forward to putting this all behind me and working hard and trying to get the #1 spot in the Olyroos.
How difficult has the last few months been for you?
Yeah, very difficult. Toughest 2 months of my life, I could say. Football is my life, and to have it taken away for such a long time, or what seemed to be a long time, it was tough to take, and I found it hard to cope.
It's been said in the press that your state of mind has been so bad that you've been bordering on depression. Is that right?
Yeah, I wasn't diagnosed with anything, but there was at the time there where I didn't want to get out of bed. I didn't want to leave the house. It was actually a pretty scary thing to be going through. I'm not sort of that type of person. I'm an upbeat kind of guy, and to be going through that was pretty scary. But I'm glad that didn't last too long, and now things are looking a lot better.
How many times have you replayed that incident over and over in your mind?
I think every day since it's happened. It was such a stupid thing to do. I worked so hard to, achieve things with my Olyroos teammates, and to think that something so stupid, was going to take all that away. I was cursing myself, and people make mistakes, and that's what happened with me. And just terribly sorry that it happened.
Did you manage to speak to Mark Shield after the game?
Yeah, I did. Very briefly, we were out there receiving our runners-up medals. I actually just walked onto the pitch and saw him with the other officials, and went up and apologised for what happened, and he said that was okay.
Do you feel that your actions that day has actually cost you the support of a lot of your fans, particularly your younger fans?
I think that's possible. It's something that I don't know, but it's disappointing to think that one silly thing that I've done could take that away. I've probably lost fans, and fans of football. Probably lost a lot of respect for me. So I'm actually looking forward to trying to regain that respect. Redeem myself, and hopefully I can do that with my performances on the field and my work off the field.
Some did stick by you though. Some 2,000 actually signed the SaveDanny.com petition. That must have been a huge strength and comfort to you in these difficult days.
Yeah, it was. As I said, it was a tough time, but to know that there's people out there that were supporting me through this tough time. I don't expect people to do that, but they go out of the kindness of their own hearts to do that for me, and I'm very thankful for that. It really helped me.
Okay, let's look ahead to the future for a moment. Your Olympic dream is alive again. How do you prepare between now and then for the games?
Well, I've still got 2 months now where I can't play games, so just a lot of hard work on the training paddock here with the Mariners, and I can go into Olyroos camp. I'm actually going on Thursday with the boys. And a lot of hard work there, and hopefully come the 2 month period I can start playing again and reclaim my spot in the Olyroos team.
Just returning to the ruling itself, many respected figures within the football world, particularly Frank Farina, have said that they think the actual nature and inconsistent ruling of this decision is not a good look for the game. Can you understand where they're coming from?
Yeah, I guess I can understand. It's a very unique, I guess you could say, suspension. But we had to fight the 9-month ban, and the legal team asked me what I wanted out of it, what I would have hoped for, and I said that I wanted to go to the Olympic Games, and that's the way we went with it. We took something to the appeals committee. We went within the rules and regulations of the FFA, and the positive outcome came from all that. A lot of hard work went into it, but I can understand where Frank Farina is coming from with that sort of comment.
Unsurprisingly, Vukovic also sought assistance from the Players Association. We caught up with PFA boss Brendan Schwab yesterday and began by asking if he thought the outcome was a fair one.
Well, it's an unusual decision, and I think that people perhaps have not previously seen where a suspension would be broken down in this way. But the fact that it's unusual doesn't mean it's wrong. What was wrong was a manifestly excessive penalty, which was clearly the case, and that was the wording of the tribunal. And if we look internationally, we've seen incidents which are a lot more serious than Danny's case, which have seen players receive a lesser penalty. We need to bear in mind that Danny has, through his guilty plea and through his own contrition, still agreed that he should be subject to a very serious penalty, and we will see that by his non-participation in the A-League and the financial sanctions which will affect him for some time. I think FFA and everyone will learn from this. The key change that needs to be made is for serious matters to be referred directly to a tribunal on the issue of both merit and penalty. In this case, Danny was suspended without even having a hearing, and that's clearly wrong. That reform, we're confident, will be made very quickly, and that we'll have an improved process for the fourth season of the A-League.
PFA boss Brendan Schwab there on the Danny Vukovic matter, and before I get the guys' opinions on how this has finally transpired, we have here in hard copy the petition to which Simon referred in the interview with Danny. 2,000 signatures. The SaveDanny.com website is still going. People can purchase merchandise by way of the Save Danny t-shirt, and all the funds from that go to the Damien Banchetti charity fund, and there's a night on tomorrow night. Robbie Slater and our executive producer of football, Murray Shaw, will be attending that function, a fundraiser for the Damien Banchetti situation. It's a very good cause. Good on the Mariners fans. They've shown a lot in the A-League, the Mariners. With small numbers, they've grown into a mighty army, a voluble army, and they've really got behind their goalkeeper, and congratulations to them. Righto, guys, before we move on from the Vukovic